It's Conduit News Radio with Paul Harrell.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome to the program. Thanks so much for being with us, first of all. I want to welcome to the program. We have Mr. Joseph Wood is on the line. He is the county judge for the Washington County up in northwest Arkansas. Joseph, welcome to the program, sir.
Good morning, Mr. Harrell. How are you, sir?
I am doing well. So, first,
good morning to the audience.
Do what now?
I said good morning to your audience.
Yes, absolutely. They're probably on their first sip of coffee. And of course, I'm way ahead of them at this point.
I'm halfway through mine. So.
Okay, good. Well, so tell us a little bit about what's it like being the Washington County judge.
Pretty incredible experience. The past couple of years have been obviously met with a lot of focus. We came in with a focus on building better leadership in the county. You get better leaders, they make better decisions. You get better services, you get a better county. And so undoing some of the things that have been going on over the past few decades. They haven't had a Republican county judge in Washington County in nearly 40 years. So here I come in and I see things differently. And so we go in and start looking at vision, executing on those visions, and really start to turn the dime on a lot of areas.
I see here that the budget has been reduced by almost $1 million while at the same time
correct.
Maintaining county services. Tell us about that. Did you get any pushback on that?
A ton of pushback. When we got in office, we got a $65 million budget. Now it's almost 68, but it's about half of that is the sheriff's budget, half is mine, the county judge. I have 15 directors. I started walking through strategically each department head's budget, starting with A, animal shelters, all the way to B, veterans. $1 million almost animal shelter budget, and it just caught me by surprise that we would have that much spent on an animal shelter. I wanted to see it. It's beautiful. We got great leadership there. But when I got all the way down to the road department, then next to the veterans department, the veterans had a $100,000 budget. Surprised me. So we started to say, okay, how can we be smart about running the animal shelter to really begin to support and do things for our veterans? So we began to strategically, we outsource some of our veterinarian services. So now when there's an animal that's ill or sick, we take it to the veterinarian. We know how much it's going to cost us versus having a veterinarian on staff. And we may have 2 or 3 weeks go where there's no surgeries, and we're still paying the types of benefits and dollars. So we went through, and when we finished going through all of their various budgets, we reduced it by $1 million,
Wow.
which is unheard of in county government across the state, let alone here in Washington County.
It is absolutely. You're absolutely right. It is unheard of. But I want to kind of back up for a second. So you had you said $1 million. Was it $1 million on animal?
Right at $1 million for the animal shelter budget.
I just think that's incredible. And then we're not spending that on veterans. I mean, I love animals.
Oh, nowhere near it.
And I want to be, I want to take care of animals and everything else. But I mean, people are more important, especially our veterans. They're more important than animals.
Absolutely. Because I said that you can take care of every animal in this shelter, and they will never go out and pick up a veteran and take care of a veteran. But you can take care of every veteran in our Washington County area, and they can go and take every animal out of the animal shelter, adopt them, take care of them, et cetera. So I just, again, common sense, we love animals, but I put a little higher priority on our people, especially our veterans.
So you've cut, like you said, unheard of, reduced the government by $1 million. That's fantastic. And I don't think it's a surprise that with that kind of conservative leadership, we're talking with Washington County Judge Joseph Wood, that you're also the most transparent county when it comes to attaining records, public records online. I believe it was the Arkansas Center for Research and Economics. They came out with a study, and Washington County was number one. Tell us about that.
That's correct. Probably in January, February of this year, UCA, University of Central Arkansas, in conjunction, obviously, with the Arkansas Center for Research Economics, did a study. They believe that the best government is the most transparent government, and they went and did a study on all 75 county judges and how they operate and run their counties. We, at the end of the day, a couple of months ago, they released the studies, and Washington County was the most most accessible, most accountable when it came to 3 areas that they focused on: fiscal areas, administrative, and political. critical. Can citizens of the county understand and have access to budgets, audits? Do they know when you're having committee meetings and quorum court meetings? Can they go back and look and see what has gone on in the past when it comes to meetings and votes that you've had? And are you doing services and providing services for everyone? And can they find that information out? And so while the first 2 years I was hit constantly by media that he's inaccessible, he's non-transparent, etc., here's an independent study that just came out and said, again, you cannot be more transparent in Washington County and how they operate and run their government.
And did the media print this report?
No, they had not. The Dr. Kalulu and his team they called all the top 5 in particular counties and said, hey, county judges, we finished this. This is where you rank, and we would like your local papers to take our op-ed and take the study and run it. And I kind of smiled a little bit and laughed and said, well, they're not going to run it. And they said, oh, sure. And I said, well, here it is. And I told them who it was, and it was Arkansas Democrat Gazette. And maybe 3 weeks later, I said, so are they going to run it? Because I didn't want to put it on our website and do any press releases until the paper ran it. And they said, well, they told us they're not going to run it. I said, okay, well, go ahead and send it to the Northwest Arkansas Business Journal. Maybe they will see the validity of it, understanding its business. And you got business leaders out there who are really working hard to serve the business and the community and citizens. And so Northwest Business Journal said that they would be looking at in the upcoming issue. So anyway, we went ahead and did our own press release and put it out there for the citizens of Arkansas. Again, still being transparent, accessible, where the paper is not.
Well, I just you also said that you were criticized for not being transparent by the media, and now and they don't want to print it. I don't think that's a surprise. So here's my next question. So you're a Republican, Joseph Wood. You say you're the first Republican county judge in Washington County in how long?
Almost 40 years.
Almost 40 years.
40 years. Yep.
Well, so I don't want to take the term deep state and apply it specifically to but maybe there are little smaller microcosms of this, because when you see what goes on at the national level, I'm curious, as being the first Republican in 40 years, is there kind of an allergy in the system to be kind of maybe resist conservative budgeting, resist some of your ideas that are different?
Absolutely. Again, I see things differently. The team that I've assembled, we're seeing things and looking at things differently. We go through the budget every month, my team. And so when it comes to it, we are very much looking at how can we be good stewards of what's been entrusted to us, i.e. the county and the county services and county budget. And so if they can do the work that they do smarter, better, more efficient, more effective, then that's what we're going to do. And again, when you have 40 years of doing it one way and you get an interrupter or a disruptor, if you will, kind of like, I guess, if you will, the president coming into office a few years ago, it's the same thing. It's changing the way business as usual has been done. And again, some people have met with a lot of opposition to that. We'll have election coming up in a couple in 24 hours, and I think people will either double down and say, yes, we like the direction the county has been going. We like the work that this judge has been doing, the team he's assembled, and we're going to double down and put them back in. Or they're going to say, yep, we need to retreat and go back to the way it was.
Yeah, you're exactly right. That is the choice. I'm looking at your ad here, Proven Leadership for a Better County. Again, we're talking with Joseph Wood, the county judge for Washington County. I mean, this guy, folks, has given the folks of Washington County results. Produced $775,000 of revenue for the county by auctioning off dated equipment. That sounds like a good idea.
Absolutely, it was, and we did that in about 5 hours. Again, I come in and I'm not understanding why we have so much equipment and collecting dust and all. They said, well, it's been sitting here for a while now. We used to do auctions maybe 10, 15 years ago. I said, are you kidding me? Let's go ahead and assemble an auction. Let's get rid of some of this stuff. So there's some people who could use it. And we did. We had probably 3 or 4 different counties come in to buy some of that equipment because they didn't have to go out and buy brand new stuff. They could use it, and it cost them a whole lot less. It got it off our books. It brought some revenues into our road department. Again, just commonsensical, good decision making, and obviously an improvement to our budget.
And you also try to keep in contact with the mayors in the county, right, to see what their needs are?
Absolutely. When I was running 2 years ago, the thing I heard mostly was, please don't be the county judge of just Fayetteville. And I didn't understand what they were talking about. They said we've had decades where the county judge's sole focus has been on Fayetteville, and clearly Washington County is far bigger than just Fayetteville. 225,000 people in the county and probably 25 plus towns, townships, and cities. So I said, well, let's do this. I get in the office. I want to have a meeting. I want to bring all you guys into my office. And I did. February, the month after I got sworn in, brought all the mayors in the county in and said, okay, can we do a breakfast once a quarter? And they were so surprised that I did what I said. They said, well, can we do it every month? And so every month I said, but this will be the last meeting in my office. We will rotate it all around the county, starting with Elkins and just work our way all the way down till we get down to, Farmington, Springdale, et cetera. And so every month, and this takes almost 2 years to get through all the counties.
Wow.
It's only 12 months. And so every month we go to everybody's city or town. They get a chance to bring some donuts and coffee, showcase their particular city or town. But more than that, Mr. Harrell, is the fact that they get a chance to parlay different ideas and thoughts. One may say, hey, I'm about to go buy a new grader. Somebody else says, well, don't buy one. I got one I'm about to sell. And so they can start sharing thoughts and ideas. Hey, I need a bridge inspecting machine or truck. But don't buy one because now I have one. You outsource it to me. We'll go ahead and for your man hours and a dollar rate, we can do that for you. And you don't have to have your citizens, taxpayers in your cities buy new equipment when we have it already. So it allows us to spend once a month just kind of spending a little time having coffee and fellowshipping, but more or less really talking about the business going on in their cities and how we can support one another.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. That seems like a just common sense thing that you would want to do.
Yeah.
We're talking once again with the Washington County Judge, Joseph Wood. He's a Republican. He's cut, spending in his county by $1 million. It's conservative leadership, and the election is tomorrow. And I know you want another term. Last question, just nationally or generally, the mood of not just Washington County or the state of Arkansas, but the country in general. What are your thoughts? What do you hope to see going forward politically?
Well, I do think, and I think we have heard a little bit from Congressman Crawford and Barth before. I do believe that the blue wave is not going to be blue wave; it's going to be red. And I do think that we're going to see a different come Wednesday. The excitement of again what our leadership across the country and our governors and senators, they're going to be excited about what is happening, what happens on Tuesday evening. That yes, the country is saying no more of the open the doors, anyone, everyone. The government can take care of all your wishes and whims. That no, there will be jobs, there will be vitality because people are excited about the fact that they do have an economic surge in their cities, counties, and in their states. They will see the focus on guarding our state, our nation's borders. I think they'll see the fact that there's a focus on America and driving the engine of being the global icon that we are. We always talk about this light on the hill. And I think that the country will again see, yes, we are the beacon of hope and inspiration. The reason why we have this immigration going on right now, this landslide that, 10, 12,000 people coming over here, again, no matter what, and right or wrong, they still believe that this is the beacon of hope for them, and they can't get it in their own country. Now, I would ask a question. If you can rally and pull that many people together to come and change our government, why couldn't they turn around and go to their own government and change that? If you can put that kind of energy and focus. But again, they don't believe they can have anything like that in their country, and that's why we're here. We have a lot of work to do to keep this country, the sovereign nation that it is, a beacon of hope around the world.
Republican Joseph Wood, Washington County Judge, a best of hope in your reelection, sir. It's been a pleasure to have you on, and I'd love to do it again soon. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
All right.
You take care of yourself.
Okay.
All right, Paul.
Thank you. Joseph Wood, everybody.